we're gonna get into detail a little bit when it comes to timing, and towards the end of the video, I'll give you guys a couple drills that I've seen help my players out big time, and I hope it benefits you guys as well. A lot of times, we want to improve our timing, but we don't really know what we have to work on. You know, sometimes we might think our front foot ain't down early enough. We might think, I got to see more pitches. But we don't really understand what it is we got to work on to improve our timing. I simply ask, are you ready to hit? You might ask yourself, what do you mean, am I ready to hit? Of course I'm ready to hit. I'm in the batter's box. But that ain't what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, are you ready to hit? Is your body in the right position to hit? Is your lower body, your upper body in the proper position to launch your swing immediately? All right, so if we look at most of the big leaguers and college players' swings, they get to a similar spot. And it looks the same mostly on every hitter. If you were to run a slow motion swing from any pro hitter or college player, they all look like they're in a very similar position no matter where their batting stance started. It don't matter if they start up here, if they start down here. They all end up in a very similar position right before they launch their swing. So we'll talk a little bit about the upper body when you're ready to hit, in that ready position, in that load position. So you'll notice with most pro hitters, most college hitters, right? You'll notice their bottom arm is almost straight back right here. Almost. It's not going to be here. Even if they started up here, right before they launch their swing, it's going to be right here. With their top arm, top hand, you're going to notice it's like their bicep forearm is making contact with each other. Little flexibility in the wrist right here, right? So when we put it together, it'll look something like this right before a launch. That bottom arm is almost straight back, not all the way, almost straight back, and a good connected top arm, top hand. Upper body position will be something like this right here. Then we're gonna notice the slight hinge in the hips, that coil. All right, this is perfecting the load in order for you guys to be on time. So when we already understand where our arms are gonna be, we gotta understand our whole upper body. So when I'm in my stance, I'm right here. I wanna get my upper body coiled back. I don't wanna lean and jump on my back leg. That's gonna create an extra step and I might have to jump forward. I wanna stay away from that. If I'm right here in my stance, I want to coil back. I want to turn back. I kind of want to think about turning back while not moving this back leg. That'll help me from jumping on it a little bit. So I'm right here. I coil back, and as we hold that coil, we stride forward, right? So I get to my stance, load up, and as I hold this coil, this move back towards the catcher, I want to stride forward. It's like I'm pulling back as I stride forward. I want to gain ground forward, but I don't want to lunge. I want to stay coiled back here as I move forward. So if I'm in my stance, coil up, stride forward. If you notice, when I land, I'm in a great ready position right here. Good 50-50. I feel my legs under me, and I'm still coiled into this back hit. That's me being ready to hit. If I could get into this position right here, before that pitch gets to me, I'm gonna be on time. All I gotta do is launch my swing, boom, I'm gonna be on time. So a lot of times I'll have a young player, he'll come in here and I'll start to work on him. He's saying his timing is all messed up. Then when I put a video on him and I record him, I'll take a look at the swing in slow motion, and right before he launches his swing, he's probably in this position instead of being in this position. So it's just perfecting that load position, being ready to hit early by perfecting that load position. All right, so the next one is gonna be your bat path. Is your bat path in and out the zone, across, or is your bat path through the zone? I've worked with some players where their bat path is straight down and across, and it makes it real tough for them to hit the ball consistently because the only room they really have to hit the ball is right here. Just because here their bat isn't on plane yet, still not on plane, and it's 1-2 out the zone. So it's really tough for you to hit the ball consistently when you're out the zone that fast, right? So I want to work more with a path where I'm knob inside the ball, a nice tight turn to my body to help me keep that knob inside the ball. Now the barrel's on plane, and I'm not trying to take my hands around my body. I'm gonna try to work this barrel through the zone for as long as possible right here. It makes it a lot easier to keep that bat, the barrel of the bat on plane if you keep this hinge out here throughout your swing. So if you're up, straight up, it's gonna be easy for you to chop across. If you have a little hinge, it's gonna be easier for you to rotate and keep that bat on plane longer. So real quick, we got those main two things we're gonna focus on to work on our timing. Being ready to hit and keeping that bat on plane longer through the zone. That's gonna help us with our timing. Now, let's get into the drills. It's gonna be the load drill. I'm gonna be in my stance, I'm gonna load up. I'm gonna ask myself, do I have a good bottom arm? Yes. Good connection in the top arm? Yes, I do. 50-50 both legs, still coiled back. Now I'm gonna launch by keeping this knob inside the ball, nice tight turn to my body. Boom. Hold your position, good balance. And then we're gonna alternate. Now on the next swing, I'm not gonna pause. That way I don't get used to having that big pause. On the next swing, I'll just load and swing. So for this next drill, it's gonna be for bat pass. So right here, I set this tee up low just so I can make sure that I'm staying in my legs, staying in my hinge, because we talked about staying on plane becomes easier when I have that little hinge out here. Because now my swing is going here instead of across. So I set the tee up low so I can make sure I maintain that hinge. And I'm gonna make sure I swing with my knob inside the ball, contact, and I'm gonna finish right here with the head of the bat kind of facing the right center gap and not rolling the palms over. I'm gonna keep palm up, palm down, and pause right there. So I'm in my stance. Boom. This is just helping me, since I'm staying inside the ball, it's helping me get on plane early, stay on plane, and hold the barrel right there.